Yeah, I don't need to do all that. Okay, so look, I haven't done one of these since I brought the body cabinet down here. I don't know, like I showed how that worked. I've got 1,075 things going on, but today I'm hoping that it even lets me put this live as a regular video when I'm done, because if not, I'm going to be real irritated that I'm going to have to film this again. I had this awesome, cool idea that I have this little graphics card down here. I've done like this much Bitcoin content, and you guys seem to like it when I go that route. So, I had this little mining thing going on. I had a 1080 Ti card in there that doesn't make a lot of money, makes 30 cents a day, right? But I was playing the long game, and I'm like, yeah, well, 30 cents a day now, but if Bitcoin hits $1 million, that's like $3 a day, right? Based on the current price. Okay, so that was my logic, and I would let it ride. Somebody turned me on to this fact that people were liquidating ASIC units on eBay, right? So I'm like, okay, well, let's look into it. Well, it turned out that I could sell the GPU for just as much as I could buy this ASIC that I bought, which is sitting right over there. And I need you to know that I've never used one before. I bought the jalapeno unit from Butterfly Labs 10 years ago. I used it for 5 minutes and sold it because I didn't know what was going on. That was before I got to know the programming and stuff, and got my degree, and got a lot more familiar with technology and whatnot. So, fast forward, we have this thing, and it got here yesterday, got here a day early. So I brought it down here, and it was a little bit of it was interesting. I usually, like at home, if I plug something into the network, I can see the IP address, I can see the network population through the router's webpage. Well, down here in this office, I use a Cisco router, and this Cisco router doesn't have that. So what do you do? Turns out it has a thing built in that I didn't know. Remember, I went into this blind, so I had to figure out how to find the thing on the network, find the web interface, learn the web interface. Finally got the thing where it was mining. I set it up on NiceHash's pool, and I got it mining, but holy crap, this thing is loud, right? And I didn't see a way to turn the fans down. I let it run for a while, and it was not getting warm, nothing like that. So I was like, okay, well, I can definitely turn these fans down a little bit, because this isn't a very big space, but it's way too loud. So I definitely couldn't do that. So, like an idiot, I got on here and I got the firmware from them, and I updated to the factory firmware. Huge mistake, because it bricked it like that fast. I could no longer use that thing. It was very annoying. And it took me like an hour and a half in the middle of the night to figure out what had happened. It bricked it. I finally got it working again, but the thing has ASIC boost built in on the firmware that it was using, and the firmware that I had was actually older than what was on it. So I had to go back on eBay and find out what the other seller was using. Finally got it back to get it. So at this point, we're like 3 hours into this extravaganza. I finally got the thing working. And I don't know if you can see there you go. I had that power strip that was plugged in over there. After all of that, the thing tripped not the breaker, but it tripped the GFI or whatever that's built in to that power strip. No, whatever, there's a limiter on it, and it was drawing too much. And I don't understand how it worked right the first time, and it did not work right after I did it. So it was a nightmare. Anyways, so tonight I'm going to come back down here, and we're going to figure this out together. That's why I'm going live right now. Does it have a fuse? It has E-fuses built in, and it actually talks about it in the firmware I don't have, so it's not turned on. I'm gonna turn it on in a second and let you guys see how loud it is. It's really cool. It does about 65 terahashes on SHA 256 algorithm. It's kind of neat. I'm gonna do a whole video on it later, but I had a nightmare getting this thing set up. So let's turn it on real quick, and you can see how loud this is. And then I'm gonna turn it right back off. So let's see. 3, 2, 1. Where's the switch? There it is. Yeah. So I gotta figure something out with that because that's way too loud. I can't work in here with that. But it was a nightmare. I went from one firmware to another and I finally got it working. But turns out that this firmware, I'm gonna have to turn it. I'm gonna have to turn it on, get it on the network. Yeah, it's crazy loud. I'm gonna have to. I'll show you when I turn it on later. Like, I'm gonna go live again in about 6 hours. And when I go live later, like, look, I'm still logged into the background here, but you can't see it because the machine's off. But in this auto tune, this thing will adjust the voltage based on, is it here? Yeah, look. So you can change the voltage based on the temperature of the chips, which I'm thinking will prevent it from turning off again. That unit does on NiceHash, it does about what'd they say, like $3.50 a day is what it generates. And so we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see what happens. So you guys, I don't know if you guys are just flipping through lives, but I'm gonna get it up and running again and hopefully not melt that adapter later, because it was hot to the touch last night. So if you want to stick around later, like I said, about 6 hours, I'm going to come back down here and mess with that. But I wanted to go live for a minute and talk about that because that was like really frustrating. So I'm going to see if I can get it hammered out this time and get it stable. So cross your fingers for me, and catch you guys back on here in about 6 hours if you want to see me pulling my hair out. I wanted to go this route. I want to bring you guys some more Bitcoin content because that seems to be my best. Some of the best performing stuff that I put on here. So, yeah, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in about 6 hours.